Good morning, sir. Yeah, so thank you everyone for joining, and we can start with the session. So let me just start with the introduction for today's speaker, and later we can go ahead. Okay, so Abhishek sir would request you if you can please confirm if my screen is visible.
Yes, sir. Harshit, it's visible.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Thank you once again for joining us for this awesome Impact Salesforce Saturday session. And today we have Abhishek Chandra sir with us. He's 2x Salesforce certified. Recently, he has done the platform developer one certification. So congratulations, sir, as well. And also, he is currently working as a senior consultant at Quant Solutions. He is having a 10 years of experience implementing CRM systems, and also he is very passionate about the Salesforce. And also, we have seen him contributing a lot related to UI UX in the LinkedIn community as well. So, thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation and joining us for this Impact Salesforce Saturday session. Moving ahead, so yeah, thank you everyone once again for joining. My name is Archit Sharma, and I'm a 3x CRM certified Salesforce trainee at UST. I'm a volunteer at New Delhi Salesforce Developer Group, and these are the social handles on which you can connect with me. In case you have any doubt or you want to know anything, please feel free to reach me out. Okay, so these are the initiatives by New Delhi Salesforce Developer Group, and the group has been started by on Feb 2016. These are the social media handles on which you can connect with us, Twitter and the website for the New Delhi group. And also you can use the hashtag Impact Salesforce Saturday to spread the your knowledge into the community like you were attending the session. And these are the key highlights which you have gained from the session. Impact Salesforce Saturday was an initiative started by the New Delhi Salesforce Developer Group, which was rebranded from virtual Salesforce Saturdays, and these sessions are generally conducted for sharing the knowledge among the community for different perspective, whether it is technical or it is about the uh, community or whether it's about the communication and branding. So you can check about our past session as well as our coming sessions in our website, as well as you can check our YouTube channel for the recording of previous sessions. Talent Central is an initiative taken by the New Delhi Salesforce Developer Group, which works as a Naukri.com website, you can say, for the students or the Salesforce experience candidate looking for a job change or maybe looking for a career opportunity in Salesforce domain. So you can register on this portal, and the suitable job opportunity if arises for you, then the respected HR or the team members from the company will reach you out and they can proceed ahead with the procedure. So these are the success stories of Talent Central, and we are glad to share with you that there are more such success stories coming around in the coming days from the Talent Central. So thanks to the New Delhi core team for the initiative. And this is again an initiative taken under by the New Delhi group. It is the Let's Implement initiative, in which like they are giving the knowledge to the students and the trailblazers in the community. Along with the theoretical knowledge, some practical exposure has been given to them, and once they are able to do that, the team helps them in getting certified, and also with the help of Talent Central, job opportunities has been provided to the trailblazers. So one more great initiative taken under by the New Delhi Salesforce Developer Group. And Journey to Salesforce, as we know, is a great initiative by the Salesforce developer team of India, where they help the IT people or the people from the respective field who are willing to join Salesforce community and want to take forward Salesforce as their professional practice. So Journey to Salesforce is a great platform for them. Okay, moving ahead. So these are the top contributors from the New Delhi Salesforce developer group. These are the volunteers which help us to spread the initiative and let the community know about the initiatives taken under by us. So thank you each and everyone for their contribution. As mentioned earlier, these are the social media handles on which you can connect to the New Delhi Salesforce Developer Group. This is the website, the Mentorship Central, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, and the Telegram handles. And thanks to our sponsors, Cloud1, Greyopus, as well as Nagaro for their contribution and support. And thank you once again to you all the participants for joining us, and thank you once again, Abhishek sir, for taking the stage. Thank you. Over to you.
I'll share my screen.
Yeah, sure, please.
Let me know once you see my screen.
Yeah, yeah, it is
Harshit, can
visible.
you
Yeah,
see my
thank you.
screen?
Yeah,
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Abhishek Chandra, as Harshit has already introduced me, but still, I'll go ahead and a bit about me. Before that, I would like to thank Harshit and New Delhi Salesforce Developer Group for giving me this opportunity to do my very first uh, speak online. So I'm quite excited and I'm nervous at the same time. But yeah, let's go forward. So I'm Abhishek Chandra. I have around 11 years of experience in CRM industry. Previously, I was working in Oracle Siebel CRM. Now I'm moving on to Salesforce. Currently, I'm working as a senior consultant. I am Salesforce certified administrator as well as Salesforce certified platform developer one. I'm passionate about crafting clean and user-friendly Salesforce experiences. I also try to learn more and more about Salesforce UX design. On social media, I talk about personal branding and Salesforce related topics. I'm a member of Talent Stacker Salesforce Career Development Group, where I have learned most of the tips and tricks I'm going to share right now. So let's get started. Today's agenda, we'll talk about what is personal branding, benefits of personal branding, why do we use LinkedIn, personal branding on LinkedIn, how to create a exquisite LinkedIn profile. I will give you a short demo of my profile. Using the LinkedIn cover space creatively, key to success, and tools for branding your profile, and finally, how to grow your brand on LinkedIn. So, what is personal branding? If you see if you see the definition on Wikipedia, it says personal branding is something where it relates a name, a logo, a slogan, or a design scheme for a product or services. But do you think this is really personal branding? It's not. So, what exactly is personal branding? Personal branding is the process that allows individuals to differentiate themselves by consistently articulating and leveraging their unique value proposition. In simpler terms, if you have a unique value and you display it online or you help someone, people will see that, people will understand, make a connection with you, start trusting with you with those skills, and that's when it becomes your brand. You can also say how people feel and see what you do and say is what becomes your personal brand. So how do we build a personal brand? In order to build a brand, you need to do these four things. First, you need to create awareness. You have to create a portfolio, you have to create a LinkedIn profile or any other medium where you will create awareness that these are the skills you do and these are the things you do differently from your competitor or someone who is doing a similar stuff. By creating awareness, you will differentiate how your skills are valuable. Next step is to gain trust. Now you're providing your services and someone is trusting you. You have to consistently work hard and maintain that quality of service. That's when the people or your employers or anyone who is hiring you, they will start gaining trust in you. Then build reputation with doing such amount of good work and gaining the trust of the people who put their trust in you. You start building reputation. Finally, you have to receive feedback. You have done the good work, you have done everything you could do now, but now you have to get feedback from people in order to understand where you can improve, what you can do better. So feedback comes very handy. Let's take an example of mobile phone in order to understand what is the impact of branding. So here we have two phones, phone A and phone B. Let's assume that we don't know what is the brand of this phone. So how do we compare? We'll compare these two phones based on their specs and price. So let's look at the specs of these two phones. So you can clearly see that phone B has better specs. It has a bigger display, better camera, bigger battery, more RAM, and even the processor is higher. And on top of that, phone B also has a unique feature. It has a 3.5 audio jack, which is very rare these days. So at this point, I'm already sold that, okay, this looks like a good deal to me. All I'm waiting for right now is to look at the price. Now, as I look at the price, it's already clear that, okay, this is the best specs. Even the price is better. I will go for it. Now, enter the brand name. As soon as the brand name appears, now suddenly my perception starts changing. I see the phone A is Apple iPhone 11 and phone B is Realme. What is Realme? So I have used the iPhone before. I know they have a good customer service. The body of iPhone looks premium. It's a very good deal. But suddenly, I look at my wallet and it's like it's 4 times the price of what Realme is giving, and they have better specs. But iPhone and Apple has created an ultimate brand name that's um, even though my mind is saying don't do it, but my heart says no. It's all excited and let's buy it. So because of the brand name and because of the huge impact that they have put in creating that brand through marketing and through years of good customer service and services, that now instead of buying this phone B, which is Realme 7, I'm going to buy Apple iPhone 11, even if I have to pay with the kidney, if you get the joke. So a bit about me. 6 months ago, nobody knew who I was. But in the last 6 months, I have created my personal brand on LinkedIn. I wanted to stand out of the crowd, so I tried different type of content. Finally, I got a unique idea, and I felt that maybe this unique idea will work or may not work, but I kept trying, and finally, one of my unique ideas made a huge impact. So if you have a unique idea, try it. Don't be afraid to try it, and you never know, it might make a huge impact. Now, when people look at me, they can associate me to LinkedIn cover designs. And if people want a good LinkedIn cover design, they will associate it to me. That's how I have built my personal brand using my unique skill. So let's talk about some of the benefits of personal branding. It helps you, as I said before, to stand out of the crowd, be that unique face out of thousands of people. It leads you to multiple opportunities. You can get job opportunities, you can get business prospects, or you can simply build your brand, or if you want to influence other people on LinkedIn. But LinkedIn is a professional network, and I believe your focus should be to finding a job to grow your network and make some meaningful connections. Increase your audience trust. Once you uh, create a personal brand, people start trusting you because they know that other people are speaking about it as well. You have done you have provided good services, and other people have give references, recommendations about the kind of work you have done. Now the new audience, existing audience already have your trust, and the new audience who are coming to your profile, they will also gain trust that okay, this person can do a good better job. It helps you with your future career. Even if you have a job right now, you can still grow your network in in the coming future. If you are looking for a job change, now you have a good network. You can simply communicate with people or ask a good connection that you have. Either they can refer to you in their company or any other or opportunities they have. So it helps with your future career. Take advantage of marketing opportunities. LinkedIn has so many areas of marketing your skills or yourself. You as a product, you can tell about your skills, how you are different, and how you can help others. Let's see how we do on LinkedIn, personal branding on LinkedIn. And before that, we need to see why do we need to do it on LinkedIn. As you can see, LinkedIn has 756 million members in around 200 countries across the world. They have 15 million open jobs, around 300K remote jobs. 40 million people are searching every week, and people, three people are getting hired every week. So that's a very vast network of professionals across the world. So if you don't market yourself on LinkedIn, where will you? LinkedIn will give you such a big platform to reach thousands of people with whatever you want to do, whatever unique skills you have, whatever services you want to provide, or simply you want to help people. So, how do we create our personal brand on LinkedIn? We just saw the four fundamentals of creating a brand: awareness. So, using that, we will use those points here to make awareness. Awareness is who we are. So if you go to your LinkedIn profile, the cover page, the profile picture, the summary, um, and about yourself, and your job like profile statement, profile title, all these things show who we are, and this is how I'm creating awareness that these are the skills that I have, and this is what I do uniquely. Then we gain trust. We gain trust by showing our credentials, our experience, what we have done in the past or what we are doing currently. If you have some achievements, you put it there. If you have a letter of recommendation, you put it there so your prospect employers or future employers can see that okay, you have done a good job, and they can start putting a trust in you and maybe give you a opportunity in the future. Then you build reputation by showing your skills and achievements. You show all your skills that you have. You ask people to endorse if they have worked with you or otherwise they have heard about your skills. Then you constantly keep improving yourself by getting new achievement, getting new licenses, getting new certificates, so that the people who are already putting trust in you, they can see that you are upscaling yourself. You are not just fixed with whatever you know. You are trying to learn more than what you know. Finally, you get feedback in form of letters, recommendations. LinkedIn has a very good feature to give recommendation. You can ask for if you work with someone, a teammate, a manager, or a customer or a client, you can ask them to give a recommendation about how they feel about your work. This will also add value to your profile, as well as people come visiting your profile will gain more trust. Let's have a look at the structure of the LinkedIn cover space. LinkedIn cover space is a area where you can market yourself. It's basically your own billboard. You can put whatever you want on this, but it's better to portray what defines you, a bit of your story, a bit of your skills, or what you value for, or if you have certifications. So here you can see mainly I use a picture of myself or a cartoon version of myself. uh, you can use a picture or it is optional, it's up to you. Then there's a background design, because I'm working in Salesforce and I'm trying to find a job in Salesforce. I try to create the background designs related to Salesforce. Then the title, here I'm putting I'm Salesforce certified professional, because that's what I want to project. Then the experience certificate, I'm focused on creating clean and user-friendly Salesforce experiences. You can also put here, I am 2x certified or I have 10 years of experience, whatever you like. Then finally, you display the logo. If someone comes to your profile, just looking at the header itself, they know that you are certified, you have two certificates, and you have interest in Salesforce user experience. So now how we grow our brand. We have seen how to do personal branding on LinkedIn. Now how we grow on. Knowing your audience. It's always better to know your audience, what kind of things they like, try different content and see what they like and what works. So accordingly, you can project your future content. So your audience can relate to it. Use signature traffic builders. Traffic builders such as articles, write an article, write a post, or blog somewhere else and then you post it on LinkedIn, or you like some post or comment on it, do leave some relevant comment, connect with that person. These are all traffic builders. Focus on consistency. It's important that you consistently put relevant information on your profile, either through articles or post or any other medium. It's advised that you post at least once a week if you can't do it daily, but once a week is recommended by LinkedIn as well. And when you are posting, you need to remember a few things which are important: the title, the structure, the flow of the post or article. Try to tell a story, make it interesting, or highlight the main points of the item you're talking about or the article you're talking about. Use hashtags to promote your topic. LinkedIn recommends that you put minimum of 3 hashtags and a maximum of 5 hashtags, not more than that. If you put more than that, the LinkedIn algorithm thinks you are a bot or you are trying to overdo it. So three, two max, and 5 if you really need. And your hashtag should be relevant to your post. Fun fact, the technical term for a hashtag is Octothorpe. Finally, collaborate and learn from experts. There are people, they are influencers, they are established people who are already doing on LinkedIn what you want to achieve. Follow those profiles, connect with them, try to learn more how they are doing, what they are doing, collaborate with them if possible, because they have such a huge following. If they post something or you do something or together with them, that can boost your brand as well, because a lot of people will start knowing you through that person, through that expert. So what are the tools you can use for branding? I am comfortable with Photoshop, so most of the designs or whatever uh, things I need on LinkedIn, I use for Photoshop. But if you are not aware of Photoshop, or you are not so much skilled or you are not, you're afraid to use Photoshop, there are free options like Canva and Snappa where you can create a free profile and uh, create your designs or create your profile or design for your articles. These are few of the other things that I use on a daily basis. A background remover. This is uh, I'll show you after this slide. Background remover is a feature given by Adobe Online where you can just remove the background. Then profile pic maker, you upload your picture, they remove the background directly and create a nice looking profile picture for you. Then LinkedIn doesn't support formatting of text, but if you want to highlight certain text, I use Yay text for bold and italic characters. Finally, to if you want to see some real-time analytics and if you don't have LinkedIn Premium, if you are looking for a job, I would advise to try the free version, the trial version of LinkedIn, or you get LinkedIn Premium for at least a month or two, or at least till you get a job. Because when I was looking for a job, I moved to LinkedIn Premium, I can see there were so much difference. It was my profile was getting in front of so many people, and it also gives you stat which you can refer to. But if you don't have that, you can also register for a free plan on Inlytics, and they will give you a good idea of how your posts look and how what is the engagement rate, all those things. If you're writing a post on your desktop and you are on LinkedIn through your desktop, you can directly uh, open the emoji app using these controls on Windows and Mac OS. I'll quickly go to my profile. Before that, I will show a few of the tools I was talking about. This is Yatex. You can put and then the things you like, but mostly I use the bold and italics here. Copy from here and paste it on your profile. So you can see I have, for every post I put on LinkedIn, I have a title. I use this using Yatex. And then some of the emojis, some of the icons I'm using, you can use emojis or icons through the control I said. If I go back to my profile and if I want to post something, see, by pressing Windows colon, you can open you don't need any other app for emojis. You can directly access the emojis and symbols from here. This is a handy shortcut. And you can have a look at the profile maker. So it's a very handy tool if you want to build a profile picture. Many options to choose from. Now I'll quickly give a demo of my uh, LinkedIn profile. So starting off, I have a nice header which tells what I do exactly. Looking at my header, you can tell this is what I do. Then you can put a statement. LinkedIn algorithm or any algorithm uses a lot of keywords. So if you want to get searched you have to put relevant keywords. I was looking for an administrator job and I was looking for a consultant job. So I put these keywords. And now look at my search appearances. If you have a LinkedIn Premium profile, you can see this, that I'm being searched for Salesforce consultant and I'm also being searched for a Salesforce administrator. Apart from that, there are some other searches for which my name is showing up, but these are the two which I want and it's working. So if you want to get a job in a related, you put the keywords on your title and even in your about section. Even in your about section, use a lot of keywords where possible, because when a recruiter searches, they search using the job description, a job title, or some of the skills. So it will be better if those keywords are on your profile. Your about doesn't have to be a big clunk of text. It's better to organize in points and then highlight some of your skills. Then the experience section, when you put your experience section, it's better to put a bit of paragraph where you put what you are doing and then you highlight your key achievements, what you have done, how you have done. If you have a letter of recommendation from your client or someone senior, you can put it there as well. Similarly, for the next one, I have put, if you have more than 10 years of experience, as you scroll down in your experience, you can put less and less information, because when recruiters and companies are mostly looking into your 10 years of recent relevant experience. So if you are doing something else, now you're doing, so those things will differ. So uh, in the beginning, you describe as much as possible, but as you go further in your career, uh, you can put less information. Sorry about it. Just a minute. Okay. Then play around with emojis or icons. You know, they don't have to be fun all the time. It can be, sometimes it can describe something. Like I have put my trailhead as my education because I have attended few of the boot camps here. So I've used the icons or emoticons here to show that I have 2 certificates, 3 super badges, 72 badges. I'm not a ranger yet. You can also put the classes you have attended, then your education qualification, your certificates. If you don't know yet, you can also put your super badges. Super badges are more than badges and less than a certificate, but they are valuable credential as well. You can put your super badges on your profile as well. Then put your skills and highlight your top 3 skills. Put them on the top and ask people, or if they work with you, ask them to endorse, or if someone visits your profile or someone knows you about your skills, they can come and endorse skills. Finally, get recommendation. If you work with someone and you think they can give you a recommendation, go and ask for it. Never hesitate to ask for a recommendation. Then you can put some of your accomplishments, some honors, awards, some projects that you have done, publications that you have. You can put all those. So this is, if you follow this kind of tips, this is how you can create a nice looking profile. When someone comes to your profile, rather than looking at your profile and clicking on people you may know or some other related people on this search, they will be compelled to scroll down and look further. Okay. So going back to the slides. Final and most important thing, you cannot create a personal brand in one day. It takes patience and hard work. So take your time. Don't be in a hurry. Spend as much as time possible to putting the right or relevant content out there and see how it grows, what is working, what is not working. Build genuine relationships. It's very easy to ask help on LinkedIn or ask help from a stranger, but put yourself in his shoes. You don't know someone, will you help them? No, probably, or may not. So it's better to build genuine relationship, connect with them, try to understand what they are. It's like making a new friend or knowing someone. Know them first and then ask for help. I'm sure they will never say no. Rather than going around asking for free vouchers or free help or something, try to do something, give back. If you have gained some knowledge, Salesforce is all about Ohana. Salesforce is powerful not because of the technology they have built. It's powerful because of the people, volunteers, groups like this who put their time and energy to give out so much information out there so that people can learn and increase their skills. So it's better to form connections and then you see people will be ready to help without even asking. Ask your audience about their challenges. What are the challenges your audience is feeling? You ask them and try to find a solution and see if you have a unique uh, perspective or if you have a unique idea to solve their challenges. Overcome whatever difficulties you get and finally don't give up. Keep on doing the hard work, keep on working as much as possible, put out content, connect with people, be consistent, keep trying, don't give up, and eventually it will work. 6 months, it took me 6 months to grow on LinkedIn. I wanted, my motive was very simple. I don't want to be influencer or something. I wanted to get a job. I did not have enough Salesforce experience. I wanted to build, learn Salesforce experience as well as build my personal brands so that I can find a new job and I can transition into Salesforce. So I kept doing what I do best. I tried different ideas. Something worked, something didn't work, and finally, I found a job. In fact, I found two offers through LinkedIn, through the relationship I built on LinkedIn in the past 6 months, and they helped me find a job. So with this, we have reached the end of the slide. And thank you everyone for this opportunity. Thank you for taking this time to hear my tips and tricks and a bit about me. Thank you. Over to you, Harshit.
Yeah, thank you so much, Abhishek sir. It was valuable input from you for the participants. And in the chat, there are some queries. It would be great if you can please address them.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So I will stop sharing. Which software is used to make this presentation? So I'm using Prezi.com. I will put the link here, Prezi.com. Because I like to make interactive presentations, and it's really hard to do this kind of stuff on Microsoft Office Suite. You can do it there as well, but it's easier on Prezi.com. Prezi.com is not free, but they do have a trial offer for 7 days. But if you're using on a daily basis, it will be easier to get a plan. Next, if you got appreciation letter from a project, where should mention in the link? If you get an appreciation letter, you should put as I showed you on my profile, or you can also go to my profile and check. You put it under the experience. You put it under the job that you are putting, the current work or the project that you did in that particular company. Put it under there. You can add it. What should we mention in the feature section? So in the feature section, what I do is when I get a certification, important things in your profile or what you want to highlight to other people, like certifications are very important in uh, Salesforce ecosystem. So whenever I get a certificate, I put a post with the certification and some tips or the resources that I have used to get that certifications. So most of the time I put it as a featured post, or I created few LinkedIn cover designs. I wanted to show those cover designs to a lot of people. So I put that post and then featured that post. So in the feature section, you should basically put whatever you want to highlight about yourself or what skills, because at the end of the day, you have to market yourself. So those skills you want to project, that those things you can highlight in the featured section. Is it beneficial if we mention our Trailhead profile link in the feature text? Yes, it is. I have done that as well. I have put it in my feature section. Can you show us how to do LinkedIn wallpapers? So you mean the cover designs? I create the cover designs on Photoshop. I create a template first and then update the background and other things. Um, uh, Unfortunately, don't have so much time to go through all that today, but I will try to put up a post on my LinkedIn profile or article how to create a nice looking cover design. Can we earn from personal branding? Can we earn from personal branding? Yes. Personal branding is how you get a job on LinkedIn. If you create a personal brand, if you put up your skills, what you are good at, that will give you a job. And then other opportunities as well. Like these days, because apart from job opportunities, I'm also getting business prospects. People approach me, ask me if they want to start a business with me, with them, for this LinkedIn cover designs or something like that. So of course, yes, you can get n number of opportunities through LinkedIn if you create your personal brand there. Because at the end of the day, people will know about your skills. People will know that this is how you stand out from the crowd from thousands of people who are on LinkedIn. You know, so of course you can earn from that. Okay. Thank you, Aman, for replying that. I'm planning to move into Salesforce as I'm currently working on Angular. Could you assist me? Which certification will helpful initially? Okay. You have background in Angular JS. So I would definitely recommend you. Ashutosh Shahu. I would definitely refer you to go for Salesforce developer because you already know JavaScript and you are familiar with those programming capabilities as well. So I would suggest you go for platform developer one first. But if you think that is a bit tough for you, go for admin. Salesforce certified administrator certification is the um, starting point to learn about Salesforce, to get into Salesforce, do the trails, follow the trail mix that is there for preparing for certified admin or preparing for certified developer. The information given there is sufficient enough. Apart from that, you can use other resources like Focus on Force, or there are some um, certi- cer- certifications available on WebAssessor as well. Uh, Exams that you mock exams that you can give on WebAssessor, but of course there are paid exams. I think it's $20, but it really helps you to get the feel of the exam as well. So all those things will help. So go for start with admin. If you think you cannot do developer immediately, but I think you will be good in developer as well. So look into both aspects. Um, I think that's it. Is there any other questions? Okay. So Salesforce admin certification. Okay. Sai Sharanya. So what I did was I was not from a Salesforce background. So I till 6 months ago I was working in Siebel CRM. But of course the concepts in CRM are same, so it was easier for me to learn a new tool. But what I did was I did a lot of trails. But to retain the information, you can see trail is if you do a trailhead module or a project, it's more like theory. It won't, you may or may not retain. So what I did is you create your developer org and you mess it up. You create something, you create an app, you create an object, you create a field, you do the security features, you create a profile, permission sets, whatever are there, options are there, you do it. That's how you will retain. And then I did a lot of volunteer before giving my certification. For 6 months, I studied a lot, and in those 6 months, I did two volunteer projects. In volunteer project, one good thing is because it's a volunteer unpaid project, people don't bother you that much. I mean, of course, you have to deliver, but it's not that strict. So it's a good platform to learn in a real environment. And then a lot of volunteer uh, projects, the people working in volunteer projects or managing them, they're very nice. At least the people I met, they were very nice. They helped me wherever I used to get stuck or something. They helped me. So after doing two projects, after learning Salesforce, making a lot of apps on Salesforce, I was confident. And finally, after 6 months, I took the exam. It took me 6 months. For other people it may took 2 months or 1 month or even more than 6 months. Anything is possible, so try those things. This is my recommendation, that learn from module, then do a project. That's how you will retain the knowledge, retain the information, because Salesforce is very vast. You cannot do everything, you cannot remember everything, but if you practice, you will at least retain something. With certification to go for admin. Some people go for platform developer, platform app builder, because almost 40% syllabus is same as certified admin. But I wanted to look into the development perspective. I was fascinated by LWC, Lighting Web Components. So I went for platform developer one because I wanted to move. So it's your personal choice, and there are a lot of paths given on Salesforce website as well, which you can look into it what you prefer. Accordingly, you can take the next certifications. But if you are not sure, you can go for platform app builder because 40% up to 40% syllabus is same. And if you have given the exam like in January, it's better to give the exam in February because you will retain a lot of things from your admin exam as well. Not getting any volunteer work. I mean, I also, it took me a while to get volunteer works as well. Uh, I'm in Singapore right now. In Singapore, volunteer work on Salesforce is minimal. So I started looking across. I know US has a lot of volunteer work based on Salesforce. So I started looking into US market, and I got a job opportunity from Catch a Fire. You can look for this org. Volunteer match is also there. There are a few websites that you can look into to find volunteer experience. It takes a lot of time, but you will find something eventually. Um, does Udemy course help us for admin certifications? Okay, people keep asking the same question to me again and again. I would say the motive should not be to just pass the exam, just pass the certification. It will not take you further in your career. The motive should be to learn Salesforce as much as possible. Then only you will know what you are doing. Just doing some Udemy course and then passing the exam is, I would say it's not enough. You have to learn it by doing it. Do as many as projects, or like there was a time when I was not finding any projects. So I built up my own fictional company called Kicksmith and created its user use case and developed an app to manage the sales process and the customer service using Sales Cloud and Service Cloud features that are available in DevOrg. And then I created a um, customer portal using Experience Cloud. So there are so many opportunities. You don't have to wait for anyone. You don't have to rely on courses. Yes, the Udemy courses, other courses, Trailhead give you a stepping stone. But how you take your career forward, how you take your learning forward, it depends on you. You know how well you retain the concepts, how well you understand what you're doing. Just clearing the exam and then you are now Salesforce certified administrator. Now you go get a job, someone hires you, you clear the interview, you get the job, and now you get an imposter syndrome. Like, what do I do now? So getting in before getting into that kind of shoe is better to understand Salesforce rather than just giving certifications. It would be great if you can share the way to get volunteer projects. I've already talked about getting volunteer projects. There are volunteer match, catch a fire, or you can also get a volunteer project. One volunteer project I got through Catch a Fire. Another volunteer project I got through a connection on there's a group called Salesforce for Everyone on Facebook. There I connected with some people, and that's when I found out about Talent Stacker Group. I did one volunteer project with Talent Stacker Group. It's a paid membership. You can look into it. They also have a 5-day challenge if you want to take those. But yes, those that Salesforce career development program from Talent Stacker has definitely helped me a lot, not just in learning Salesforce, understanding Salesforce, but also how to market yourself on LinkedIn, uh, give interviews. It was really helpful. So have a look at it. I will drop the link here. Is there any way to get $100 voucher of exam? Uh, to get the vouchers, there are a lot of Trailhead Quest. You can go to Trailhead, look for Trailhead Quest. Every month, if you become a ranger, if you do certain supersets or certain kind of badges, you may win a $200 voucher as well. And then there are certification days before you take your exam. You there is a um, I think it's a 4 hour, approximately 4 to 6 hours, 1 day webinar which you can attend called Certification Days. Is available. You can search about it on Trailhead. They also give you. Previously, they were giving you $70 voucher. I think these days they are giving you $40 voucher. Apart from that, you can also do courses like I did. um, Back in July, the Trailhead Boot Camp, virtual boot camp for admin, was only 200 USD. So I did that course. After I did that course, they also give you a $200 voucher to take the exam and $20 voucher to take the mock exam. So it was a good deal. You can have a look at that as well. And of course, this kind of events, later on we will have a quiz. So this kind of events in Trailblazer community across India, across the world, there are so many events happening. You can participate in those events and win a voucher as well. How did you get volunteer opportunity? Can you share? Okay, we have already talked about it. There are some Salesforce training days. Okay. Okay. Any further questions?
I think Abhishek sir, we are good to start
Okay.
with the quiz. So yeah, I can maybe share the screen and we can proceed. And also thank you once again for addressing the questions patiently. It means a lot. Okay, so is the screen visible? Can you please confirm? Okay, so participants, you need to log into kahoot.it, and the game pin, yeah, game pin is there. So you can just log in, and we can then proceed with the game. And the winner for the game will get the certification voucher. So these are also the opportunities for earning those vouchers. Yeah. Also would request to please enter your name so that we can identify the winner and help with providing them the certification voucher. So please try to enter the relevant name. Please hurry up, guys, so that we can start with the quiz. We can wait for 10 to 15 more seconds. Okay, so we can start with the quiz now. Okay. Okay, so yeah, the first question is for the speaker itself. And if you have heard the session with attention, you might know the answer for this as well. Okay, great. Okay, so yeah, the answer is the huge impact. And do we have any change on the leaders board? Okay. What will you do to start building a brand? Okay. Okay, so awareness is the answer. Maybe we can see the change. Okay, there are some changes in the leaderboard. Okay. Next question. Currently, how many remote job postings are available on LinkedIn? Okay. This is quite interesting one. Okay, so answer is 300K plus. Okay, Rajesh is maintaining the lead again. So the next question is, what is the emoji app shortcut for Windows desktop? Okay. Okay, so answer is Windows plus colon. And okay, Rajesh is again maintaining the podium. Which one of the following is not a component of LinkedIn cover design? Okay, so the answer is job statement. Okay, what is the technical term for the hashtag? This is an interesting one. Okay, we have the second last question. How can you grow your brand on LinkedIn? Liking all the cat videos, collaborating with IG expert, focusing on consistency, or using signature traffic model? Okay, so answer was focusing on consistency. Okay, and there is the last question for today's quiz. LinkedIn has 756 million members in dash countries. Okay, so the answer is 200. and we can now check for the winners of the quiz. Okay, the third position goes to V Lakshmi, second to Raghu, and the first one goes to Rajesh. Thank you so much, Rajesh, for participating, and thank you all for participating. Would request Rajesh to please share his email ID in the chat so that we can contact and send him the certification voucher code. Anything, Abhishek sir, you want to add, please?
I think all is good. If you guys want to reach out to me, if you still have any further questions about cover design or how will I create my designs, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn and Twitter. Everything is given. I will also post my link. If you are not added here, you can reach out to me with any questions you have, even after this session.
Yes, sir. It would be great if you can just share the link for Twitter, LinkedIn as well, so that it would be easy for them to connect.
I will do that. And lastly, thanks again to Harshit for giving me this opportunity, and also to New Delhi Sales Food Developer Group. Keep up the good work on conducting this kind of events. I understand this is volunteer work and it takes a lot of time and energy to do it on Saturday. So thanks again for your
Yeah,
effort.
thank you so much. Yeah, it was great to host you, and thank you for the valuable time and the inputs which you have added. And yeah, hope to see you again soon. And thank you so much for the participants for being actively listening to the knowledge shared by Abhishek sir. Also, we would love if people can just share the word in the LinkedIn, Twitter, and other social media platform about the learning from the event. And also, if they can just tag Abhishek sir, Shushant, Atul, the leadership team of New Delhi Group and the New Delhi Group itself, so that it can help us to reach out the audience. Thank you so much for joining again. Have a great weekend and please stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you so much, Abhishek sir. Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks
so
to
much.
all. Yeah.